Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And in today's video, we have a ton of topics to discuss as always, but mainly we're going to be focusing on free stuff and how you can actually get more of it using a glitch that is now available in the game for the very first time. So, if you're a solo player, this is going to benefit you especially because if you haven't been playing Rite of the Nine that much, well, you're going to be able to get more bang for your buck when it comes to turning in those Nonary Engrams. And if you're just a player who has been participating in Rite of the Nine, this might benefit you, though probably not as much as I'm sure that you've been turning in the Nonary Manifolds as often as possible in order to get some free cosmetics. But we're also going to be talking about a whole bunch of other free stuff, specifically expansions, that are available now during what is the Lootapalooza, which started yesterday at the weekly reset. So we're going to cover all of those things, the glitch on how you can get more for the Nonary Engrams, and we're going to cover, of course, all the weekly reset information and a bit of lore content, as I've tried to throw that in a little bit now and again as of late, just because there's been some interesting stuff that I think everybody might want to know about, maybe get you a little bit more hyped for the Edge of Fate. But if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things I just mentioned will also enter you into any future giveaways on this channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. We just passed 90,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Thank you all so much for all the support. Remember that subscribing to the channel is free. You don't actually have to pay for subscribers on YouTube. You just have to click the big red subscribe button. If you do wish to become a channel member, that is a paid subscription. I believe it's $5 a month, but you'll get to view all my content on this channel without any ads. Or if you wish to leave a tip or donation, you'll also see that down by the big red subscribe button. If you do that, not only will you receive a whole bunch more entries into the next giveaway for this video, but you'll also receive a shout out and a personal friend request from myself. If you're looking to get into any of the more difficult activities, we're probably going to be doing a subscriber live stream at some point where we help people get exotic class items, my buddy Sinister and myself. If you know Sinister, you can leave a hashtag down below Sinister. That'll also give you another entry into the next giveaway for this video. You could also stick around till the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comments section. Towards the end of the video, I'll also be doing some shout outs for those who have contributed, either became a channel member or have donated to the channel as of late. So we'll get into a little bit more of the information now, but remember also, when we reach 100,000 subscribers on the channel, we'll be giving away a new console or a video card if you play on PC. I don't think we'll reach 100,000 subscribers before the Edge of Fate launches, seeing as how it's just a week away. But boy, would that be amazing if we did. Almost 70% of the people who watch my channel regularly are still not subscribed. So, technically, if everybody who did watch any particular video did subscribe on any one video, we might reach 100,000 subscribers. Who knows? But in any case, I just appreciate everybody who is here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you feel it in your hearts to help support the channel, it is the easiest way to do so. And like I said, it is free. 801 had some interesting shaders this week. Don't be afraid to go say hi to Archie. You can also leave a hashtag Archie down below for another entry into the next giveaway. Over at Banshee 44, just to cover the tower vendors really quick, remember Banshee 44 and 801 are going to be getting a big update come the Edge of Fate, but we have a Nonary FR5, probably said it incorrectly. Anything I say incorrectly you can always leave down below as another hashtag to be entered into the next giveaway for this video. This one comes with Stats for All, Successful Warm-Up, and the Amalon Fluid Dynamics. We also have the Nezarac's Whisper with Genesis Turnabout, Extrovert. This is a craftable glaive. Let's see what haft it comes with. Probably a better one to be crafted than this roll out of the box. We have a Threaded Needle with Autoloading Holster and Frenzy. Actually a very good roll, though this is a vanilla weapon. No enhancement or crafting ability, but still decent. We had the Scattered Cipher with Slideways and Unrelenting. We have a Bad Omens with Autoloading Holster and Cluster Bomb. Also not bad on both of these. Unfortunately, they are vanilla, as I said. And then we have a Hollow Denial with Well-Rounded Dragonfly and Extrovert. This one can be crafted. Remember, crafted weapons as well as fully enhanced weapons, depending on the role, will still be worth a Tier 2 or Tier 3. I would say crafted weapons are probably going to be worth a little higher. The Adept enhanced weapons are going to be worth the most. Those are definitely going to be worth a Tier 3 for my solo players out there. Probably even a Tier 4, depending on the role you're going to be getting. Also, remember to turn in all your engrams at all the vendors if you haven't done so yet, just because we're going to need all those materials that we can get heading into the Edge of Fate, and they're probably not going to be worth it. Most of the weapons you're going to be getting and armor heading into the Edge of Fate. But if you do get a particularly spiky piece of armor, especially if it has mobility on it, remember, mobility will be reallocated into weapons damage, so anything there is going to be pretty good. We have a Wild-Style Grenade Launcher and the Cruel Mercy from this week's Nightfall. Last time we're going to see Wild-Style for quite some time. Same thing with Cruel Mercy. The Adept version, of course, if you can get the GM completion for the Nightfall. Remember, GM Nightfalls are going to be Sunset, the activity itself specifically, but not the power scaling of the activity. So there's still going to be an activity that will be as difficult as GM Nightfalls and will reward you the same amount as if you completed a GM Nightfall. Conqueror Seal is still going to be there, but it'll just be different things. So just keep that in mind. But Wild-Style, not a particularly sought-after weapon, I don't think, though it can come with some interesting stuff. Over at Tess Everest this week, a lot of interesting items, actually. Remember to pick up your Bright Dust, and I actually have waited till I made this video to do this, but look what I'm going to go buy. The Eerie armor set, finally. This was, of course, the alternate armor set for all three classes. It's not all called the Eerie armor set, but essentially, for Festival of the Lost last fall, there was an alternate armor set that was not released for all three classes, and it is available for 1,500 silver now in the store, but also 6,000 Bright Dust. Bungie was nice enough to make this available for 6,000 Bright Dust. I have finally saved up enough, so I'm going to buy it now, so you guys can see. I know that everybody's been watching me kind of slowly farm up enough Bright Dust to do so, but figured I'd wait and share it with all of you guys. But remember to get your free Bright Dust. We also have the Jungle Viper shader available this week. Very cool. We have the Grayscale Undergrowth shader available this week. Both of these for 300 Bright Dust respectively. Big thing, we have the Cursed Chitin. Chitan? I'm not totally sure exactly how you're saying it. Kind of looks like there's a material we get for one of the events. Kind of looks like that. But, of course, these are different for all three classes. But the first time I've seen Warlock, exotic class items ornaments available for sale. Exotic class item ornaments. It's kind of a tongue twister to say. For sale for the very first time. Remember to pick them up. There's going to be different ones for all three classes if this is something you're after. Certainly cool. 1,500 Bright Dust is a little bit steep, and of course I've just bought my armor set, so not really in the market for it at the moment, but pick it up if you don't have it. We have the Flower Game Stamp. This is the ornament for Finality's Auger. Still haven't been able to get this exotic, unfortunately, but this is a pretty cool one. I think this is going to be good heading into the Edge of Fate. Not the ornament, but the exotic itself, but make sure to pick that up if you don't have it. We have the Nightmare Stalker Vehicle. Interesting one there. We have the Laser Cutter Ship. Cool, cool. The Overcharged Shell. Not too special if you ask me, but who knows, maybe you'll like it. And then we have the Drumroll emote and the Disallowed Banner emote. Some cool shaders, Celestial Dome, Necro Dynamo, Argent Traitorn, I'm probably saying that one incorrectly, and the Royal Protector. So pick any of those up if you're missing any. Remember, this is also going to be the last week for Trials of Osiris on Friday, so keep that in mind. We'll, of course, cover XUR as well as Trials on Friday once we get there. But now we're going to make our way over to the place that I really wanted to focus on in today's video, which is the Emissary. And as I said before, all expansions are currently available for free. So if there's any expansion that you don't own on any platform, they are available until July 22nd, and all the activities and rewards for that expansion are now available for free, and you get to keep them. So if there's anything you haven't done, any player out there, you don't own an expansion, there's a particular exotic or weapon that you want, you haven't been able to get it, you can now go farm it for free, and then once that ends on July 22nd, you'll still be able to keep all of that loot. So once you have the loot, it's yours, regardless if the expansion ends or if, you know, you're not playing for free anymore in a particular expansion. It's one of the best things that Bungie does, is once you obtain something, you keep it, regardless if you were meant to own it. So all those players out there, if there's anything that you don't have, go do it right now. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to head over to the Emissary. Now this is for anybody who's trying to get more bang for their buck out of the Nonary Engrams. So you'll approach the Emissary outside, very specific thing. Head over, and of course we'll have a new emblem you can pick up. We'll also have some rewards from the new quest, which is available this week. Definitely pick up the Hierarchy of Needs if you don't have it. I didn't have it, and now I do, which is absolutely amazing because this exotic is going to be exceptional heading into the Edge of Fate. Probably going to be the go-to for boss damage, especially for day one raids. But then what you want to do is you have your Nonary Engrams. Now, of course, there are 20 that you can buy for the material, the Nonary manifolds. But then there is a free one that you will get every single day just for logging in. Now this is going to allow you to get 2 every single day for just logging in. So normally you'd be able to get 27, you're going to be able to get 34 by doing this particular glitch. Now the way you do it is you log in, and this is before you buy any, you'll just go up to claim your free one. Caveat this with the fact that I'm not totally sure if this is going to work for those who have already bought 20. So it might only work for those who haven't actually bought 20 Nonary Engrams with the Nonary manifolds. So if you haven't bought 20, your odds of this working are much greater, in my opinion. It might not matter, but just keep that in mind. If you don't find this working, that might be a reason. But essentially, you're going to go up to the Emissary to claim your free one. Once you claim your free one, you are then going to log out of the character you are on, close the game entirely. So don't just log out of the character, log out and then close the game. You are then going to log in on another character, come back to the Emissary, but don't go to this Emissary. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Emissary that is inside the tower. So the secret room inside the tower. If you haven't been there yet, it is now available. We sort of glitched into this when the Rite of the Nine first started. So I'm skipping the log out part just to show you. You're going to then head inside, and you'll be able to claim another Nonary Engram on that second character every single day. So that's 2 free Nonary Engrams every single day. If, again, you go to the outside Emissary on one character, claim it, log out of the game entirely, come back in, and then go inside the tower, as you'll see me doing now, and claim the second one. That's the only way this will possibly work, and again, it might only work if you have not already bought the 20 Nonary Engrams for the Nonary manifolds. But it is definitely worth a try in order to get as many free cosmetics as possible. It's very rare that we get as much free stuff as we have at the moment. Bungie really is doing everything they can to get us to play the game. and sort of hype us for the Edge of Fate. I personally think everybody should be playing the game because this is how things should be normally. We should always have this much free stuff available. So you'll then come to this emissary, which really is that totem in front of the emissary. It's not the emissary themselves. And claim a second Nonary Engram for free every single day. Now, as you can see, these ones are for me to buy because I haven't switched accounts or switch characters, excuse me. You don't have to switch accounts, just switch characters on a particular account. I haven't logged out, but that's how you do it. Also, this week, we have the Outbreak Perfected available for free. Now, I don't know how many times over the years I have been asked for help in getting Outbreak Perfected from the 0 Hour mission. Not only from the present version of it, but from way back when it was initially brought into D2. For those of you who don't know, the Outbreak Perfected is probably, if not the best exotic pulse rifle in the game. It's certainly one of the more sought-after ones just because it's difficult to get. This was originally brought into the game. I can't remember if it was in D1. I think it was in D1, though. But it was originally brought into D2 way back, and I believe 2019, 2020. And it was only available through the 0 Hour mission. The 0 Hour mission is a difficult exotic mission, probably the most difficult exotic mission because it is timed. And you needed to make your way through a whole bunch of ads, a boss fight, and a very complicated jumping puzzle in order to get it. It was then removed from the game, or sunset at a point, and then brought back last year, right before, I believe, the launch of the final shape, maybe a month or so before the launch of the final shape. Newly improved in some ways as far as the exotic mission was concerned, but still timed and still very, very difficult. Now, there were glitches in order to help with the time table that you were allotted in order to get this exotic, which involved, again, getting through a jumping puzzle and defeating a boss in, I believe, 20 minutes. It was very difficult for a lot of players, especially my solo players out there. For any solo players who have not been able to complete the 0 Hour mission, you will never need to again if you get to the emissary right now and purchase the Outbreak Perfected, which is, in my opinion, probably the best thing that the emissary, or she, has sold yet. This is probably one of the best things Bungie has ever made free. I mean, I honestly am kind of shocked that they're making the Outbreak Perfected free, just because it is such a sought-after exotic. I really can't hammer home enough how many people I have had message me over the years asking for help getting this particular exotic. And I've made a slew of videos about how to get through the 0 Hour mission in order to get the Outbreak Perfected, but I know that regardless of how many tutorials I make, it's still going to be a very hard one to get for most people. But it's not right now. So if you do nothing else this week, if you don't decide to get your free cosmetics, definitely go to the emissary and pick up this pulse rifle. It will serve you very, very well, especially in the Edge of Fate. It's just a great pulse rifle to have. So that's it as far as emissary stuff. Now I wanted to talk a little bit more about a couple other items. Of course, we have Bungie Day all month, but some lore stuff that I think is kind of cool, which again I don't really touch on too much, but it is pertaining to the emissary as well. Also remember, if you haven't been to the secret room, you can now buy both Adept version of weapons from these chests. I believe you can buy one every single day, or normal versions. I think it's just going to be more or less expensive. I can't remember if you can buy more of the normal ones every day. I don't know why you wouldn't buy an Adept version, but you can buy at least one every single day while you're, well, for the next week at least, while it's still available. But for lore stuff involving the emissary, and again, I don't touch on lore too often, but I'm trying to, get myself a little bit more hyped up for the Edge of Fate. I'm liking sort of how things are looking as far as, we're going to be playing with time and dimensions. We got the new guy Lodi, who is going to be on Kepler. Interesting character there. As I said, looks a lot like a Half-Life character in my opinion. But essentially, the thing that's going to be happening that sort of sets off the Edge of Fate story arc and how it involves the Emissary and Lodi is the Emissary quit. They quit their job. They were a Guardian. I forget their name at the moment. You can leave me their name in the comments section down below. But the Emissary has quit and will now need to train a replacement. I don't think they get to pick their replacement, but it seems as though Lodi will be that replacement. I think the 9 decide who the replacement is. So the fact that the Emissary has quit and will be training a replacement is sort of the thing that kicks off the story in the Edge of Fate. And I think that's kind of cool, honestly. That accompanied with the fact that we're playing with time and, you know, alternate realities. As I said in my last video, I think Ikora is also going to be heavily tied into the Edge of Fate lore, as there's even, I've heard some people saying that you can see Ikora in one of the trailers. I'm talking about the one that looks like it's from the 70s, where Lodi is picking up the phone, the wall-mounted phone that's attached to nothing. But, you know, this is all kind of playing into this whole, as I said in the last video, block universe kind of thing, where the future is essentially the past, because it's all in one continuous looping time, well, time loop. I don't have to say loop. Looping time loop. But I think it's all kind of cool, and in one of the trailers you could tell that Lodi seemed to know Ikora, so there's sort of this rumor going around that Ikora actually worked with Lodi back in the 70s before they died and then were reborn as a Guardian, because remember, all of the Guardians in the game were people at one point and then died either during the collapse or possibly even before, and then were reanimated as Guardians. They don't have memory of anything that happened before that. So Lodi seems to be somebody who's actually out of time and space from whatever period they were from. So it seems like they were plucked out of time from maybe like the 70s or something like that and thrown to Kepler for some strange reason. But in any case, those two things, both Lodi being removed from the 70s, maybe knowing Ikora, the Emissary training their replacement, it's going to be tied together, and in my opinion, it sounds like it's going to be kind of fun. There's a lot of mystery involved, and that's something that I think has been missing for a while. Maybe it's just because, you know, we kind of knew where story arcs were going. We knew that there was going to be a big baddie that we had to fight eventually, and we kind of knew who that baddie was going to be for quite some time in the current, you know, light darkness story saga. We don't really know exactly who the bad guy is anymore. We don't even know who the good guys are anymore. We just know that the 9 are mysterious, and the 9 have been mysterious for quite some time. I'm really glad that that's where Bungie decided to go with the lore heading into the Edge of Fate. But let me know in the comment section down below how you think any of these things will play out. If you're interested, if you're not interested, if you're getting some free loot this week, what items you picked up. Always interested to hear all your comments and thoughts down below. And remember, anything as far as feedback in that regard is concerned, we'll also give you another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And that will conclude all the information in today's video. And I'm going to just take the last bit of time to do some shout outs and apologies if I forget your name on this video. I know that there was some new channel members. I haven't actually had the chance to review all of them recently, but if I miss you in today's video, I will, of course, make sure to give you a shout out on Friday's XUR'S video. So if I miss you on one, again, huge apologies, because I don't like to miss anybody's names, especially if you've contributed to the channel either by a donation or leaving a tip or becoming a channel member. But the list is getting longer, so I just want to make sure that I get at least the people who have been here for a little while in. And once more, apologies if I forget your name. But we have DJ Oros, we have C. John, we have Charlie Boy, we have Sark Kamar, we have Rage Forever, DG Striker, Rabidus, we have Justin St. John, Briz Afus, Ronald Johnson, we have my buddy Lord Sinister, as always. We have Aaron Batts, Joakim Uppling, Chris Scott, Nomad, Chip and Soda, Velvet Hammer, Richard Hartnett, Most Unknown, Jade, and Jay Tally. So thank you all so much if you're on that list, and I'm sorry if you have contributed or become a channel member in the last couple days and I forgot your name, because it will be included, of course, in Friday's XUR video. Hope everybody tunes in for that. But thank you all again so much for all the support on the channel, regardless if you've contributed through becoming a channel member or leaving a donation, or if you just subscribed for free. Also remember to turn on the bell notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also leave a hashtag any of the names I just mentioned in the comments section down below, or you can leave a hashtag The Edge of Fate, or a hashtag Renegades, or a hashtag Year of Prophecy, or as I said, a hashtag Archie in the comments section for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. Hashtag Emissary maybe as well. And of course, I am Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching once more, and of course, we will see you next time.